How are you getting on, folks? Look at the last day in Cork. We had a very very good day. We had out of the five runners that we had, we had two non-runners, say out of the seven, but with the five that we did have running, we got two winners and two places. So at the end of the day, it was a very good day in my opinion. Definitely think that um, we came out on top, and we certainly bashed the bookies that day, as we did nearly the whole week, you could say. Um, Moving on now to say this week coming, there's a lovely looking race card in Tipperary tomorrow. Um, Now, I will say this, I won't be going too mad, and I would suggest anyone that is going to be following my tips to do the very same. It's been absolutely torrential downpour all over Ireland there today. It's down as good in the going at the minute, but really and truly, like, you're going to be looking at soft to heavy, possibly even heavy by this time tomorrow. You I suppose what I'm looking at here is, I suppose, more so the winter horses and the wintry ground, the soft, real sloggy ground. I definitely think that there's going to be more value in the each way prices, more so than backing nearly all favourites here now today. So without further ado, we may as well crack on and get things started. First race, the 130 in each way shout here now with this one. We're going to go with Dashing Diamond at 5 to 1. This one here, it's definitely looks to be one of the better horses in the field, and definitely it looks to be the most value in terms of uh, a bigger price for a potential winner. It was second last time to Dreal Deal, who, as you all probably would have known at this stage, has been a very much revelation for the McNally setup. I don't think there's anyone in the country that's even slightly horsey related that hasn't heard of the Real Deal. This year he's just been absolutely unbelievable for Ronan and his team. But this Dashing Diamond, I think, was only a length and a half or 2 lengths behind him the last time he ran. I think that was off a mark of 56 in the flat. This favourite here, it was, I think, 3.5 lengths behind me, myself, and moi. My opinion, I think the form of Dreal Deal stands better, especially at a price of 5 to 1, than it does with me, myself, and moi. Uh, that's currently trading around even money or even a shade of odds on, which I personally think is crazy. I think this Dashing Diamond definitely has a serious chance tomorrow. The safe bet is to back each way, but yeah, I would be very much of the opinion this horse could go out a very, very comfortable winner now tomorrow. 205 then, we're going to go with another each way shout here now. We're going to go with the Little Yank at 10 to 1. I was sort of tied between this one and the favourite here, Rabinia, really and truly. But me personally, I think this Rabinia will want ground that's going to be very, very good for her. I think that the softer the ground, it plays more of a hindrance to her. Like, you look at the last time, I think was in Punchestown. The difference between good ground and yielding ground at the end of the day, um, it it completely she completely died off, say, the time before last in yielding ground, and looked pretty average, to be quite honest with you. Before going out and absolutely hosing up by 12 lengths in a mare's maiden hurdle in the same track. But really and truly, I personally think that if you're looking for a good each way value here now, the Little Yank is the best one to go for. It's generally a very consistent sort. It likes to have a little bit of juice in the ground, and that's definitely going to come now tomorrow. I think it's versatile regardless anyway, whether it meets good ground or soft ground. But 10 to 1 definitely looks to be way overpriced for this Little Yank tomorrow. It's run some very good races. It should get into places tomorrow, and if that's the case, it's nearly the same value for uh, the price of the favourite here to go and actually win the race tomorrow. But I would like to see Rabinia win, but I think it's a little bit unlikely, especially in this ground she's going to be meeting tomorrow. The The 240 then, we're going to go in another each way shout. We're going to go with Ross O'Sullivan's By the Same Token at 12 to 1. This one, like the Little Yank before, is generally very consistent. It's always run a very good race. It's very versatile in the ground as well. It's won and soft. It's won and good. It's been placed numerous times and has run some very credible races against some very good opposition. The yard is in good form. Ross is banging out winners left, right, and centre. Uh, Definitely, I think soft seems to be more its style, and yeah, I definitely think at a price of 12 to 1, I don't think he can go too far wrong, and I would be expecting to see a very good race run now by the same token now tomorrow. 315 now, we're moving on to the more likely winners. We're going to go with West Cork Wildway at 3 to 1. This for me looks fairly, I suppose, straightforward enough. Um, Paul O'Flynn has been in serious form in the last couple of weeks. He's slowly but surely starting to bang winners bang winners out left, right, and centre. It was running there in actually the last day. Cork, the day we had a serious amount of winners, but it just, I suppose, died off in good ground. The softer the better for this one, really, at the end of the day. It's put in some very, very good performances. I presume that Paul will have it fairly right for this race tomorrow. I definitely think it's there for the take, and Darragh O'Keefe is on board. In my opinion, Darragh O'Keefe is going to be a future multiple time champion jockey, but he's definitely one of the better ones in the country at the minute. And yeah, I would expect to see if this ground turns up on the softer to heavier side tomorrow. I definitely think this horse is going to win a very, very easy race now tomorrow. The 350 then, the nap of the day, we're going to go with Captain Guinness at even money. This one here is definitely, it looks like it's going to be an easy day from printing money if this is the case. Even money is such a big price for this Captain Guinness. It's clear as day it's the standout horse of the race. It's the only one in here that has any sort of Cheltenham form, who was running a very good race in the Supreme in Cheltenham before being brought down by a wayward jump by Asterion for Orange. But yeah, I think it's definitely made for chasing, and it looks like chasing is going to be where this horse is going to shine. It's put up some very, very good runs in his hurdle days. It was only I think half a length down to Andy Dufresne, who has been a fairly decent sort. It's put in some very good races since. Talking about like the Supreme, it was going to be thereabouts definitely in the finish. I think even money is an absolute steal. I definitely think I would be advising to get on board. If you're only looking for one bet of the day that you're going to be fairly confident in, this Captain Guinness in the 350 in Tipperary tomorrow is definitely one to be seriously confident in. And especially at that price, you're going to be doubling your money at the end of the day. I really can't see anything out of this pack that's going to even come close to laying it, loving it here down tomorrow. But it should win out a fairly comfortable victory. 425, we're going to go straight from the nap to the next best. We're going to go with Robinia or Rubiana at 2 to 1 in the 425. This one here, it's coming down from the north of Ireland down to very much the southwest of Ireland. Anyway, at the end of the day, this it's a long trek down for Caroline McCaldon, and especially coming down with one horse is very interesting. It was a very easy winner in her local track in Downpatrick last time out. I think it won by something along the lines of 8 lengths. I could be wrong on that, but I'm not 100% sure. I definitely know it was a very comfortable winner anyway. I think 2 to 1 is a great price. JJ Slevin on board. JJ will definitely give this horse a great run for its money, and like I said, I'm very confident in the likes of Captain Guinness, but I am equally as confident in this one here. They're not going down, say tomorrow with one horse down this long journey. Um, just for the sake of I suppose a school and run. I definitely think this horse is well above his mark, and like the time before, I definitely think he's going to run out a very very comfortable winner. Um, the 4:55, we're going to move on to the each way shouts again. Now we're going to go with Crack on Corrie at 6-1. This one here is definitely looks to be very much a safe bet. Obviously, I think it's either this race now. The trigger is in, or else it's CW. It's one of the McNally ones. Two of those are definitely my favourite horses. Well, some of my favourite horses anyway. But we're going to go against them because uh, the fact that CW is more like I suppose, a summer horse more so than anything else. And the trigger looks to be, I suppose, a little bit over handicapped in my opinion. Definitely think he's just gone a little bit high in the mark and on the mark now. I definitely think he should run a fairly decent race, but I think the mark has just gone against him now, and as well as that, the soft ground definitely um won't be in his favour tomorrow. But this Crack on Corrie, it's a local horse for Tipperary. Like, I think Willie Austin trains in or around, I think it's Clock Jordan or Nina, somewhere along them lines. I can't honestly think off the top of my head now, but I think he trains in around Clock Jordan. Something about that is ringing a bell with me. But look at his yard is in serious form. Just look back to the likes of All the Chimneys running a very bold race in Ballinrobe in, when was it? I think it was Friday or Saturday. Um, then you have the likes of the like Crack on Curry is run into second the last twice and put up some very very good performances since. Um, look at I definitely think it's definitely well worth an each way. Trevor Ryan is on board. Trevor will know this horse like the back of his hand. Not only does he ride it out in, I suppose, races, but he also works at training the horse as well. So I definitely think he's going to know exactly what to do with it tomorrow. He's not going to mess about. He's going to go out and try and, I suppose, get a win for it. But just the fact that it's consistently in the places, but not actually going on and winning his race, I would be sort of more in the line of backing it each way, and especially at 6-1, it's definitely at an each way price. So you'd be crazy not to back it at an each way value. So I definitely think, look at Crack on Corrie 6-1 is definitely looks to be one of the more value horses of the race here now. Finally, then the last race of the day, we're going to go with Enniskerry. We're going to follow the bandwagon here now for the Barry O'Connell team, and jump on board while it's at a fairly nice price at 2-1. It's after shortening up considerably. I know it's only, I think, it's only about half an hour since the market opened, but it's been backed in from 7-1 into twos. So when you're looking at that, like, that's serious money being put on this horse. It's a presenting, is it, or is it a Jeremy? It's a Jeremy, I think. Out of a fairly decent mare as well that's produced a few winners. It's definitely well related. It costs, I think, 24,000 if I'm not mistaken in the, I think it was the yearling sales, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but um, it definitely cost 24,000 somewhere along the line, and it doesn't look to be too, I suppose, tricky of a race. Barry O'Connell is definitely on serious form. As well as that, Finney Maguire is starting to really come into his own again. He was flying it there 2 years ago, and he sort of, I won't say he dropped off he dropped off, but I suppose the likes of Patrick Mullins and Jamie Codd were just on better horses at the end of the day. I definitely think that this horse has a serious chance by the looks of things. You don't get 7-1 being backed into or 2-1 for no good reason. There is serious money being lumped on this horse. I definitely think that money is going to talk tomorrow, and who knows, we could see a very, very comfortable winner now again tomorrow. But I'm going to leave it there. before I go, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to Hacked Up Racing, not only for this book, but if you want to acquire it yourselves, the Peaky blogger, well, myself and Hacked Up have, I suppose, come up with a little bit of a deal for the Peaky blogger, the followers. If you want to get involved and if you want to get a book of your own, you can type in Peaky 20 into the discount code. There's a little section there for a discount code. It'll knock 20% off for the price of the book. Once you use this code, that's what it's there for. And look, I'm just delighted to be able to give something back to, I suppose, the followers that have gotten me here today. I think I'm going to leave it there. If you're going to have a bet tomorrow, the very best of luck. I won't delay too much longer, and look, hopefully we'll be back again and start the week off like we did last week. Thanks very much.